Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us see and learn about one more important service hands-on with practical implementation. That is, in this video, you'll learn about Amazon Bedrock with proof of each and every concept that I am explaining. In this video, let us see how we can enable accessing of particular foundational model that we want, and we will even see by using code how to access that model. Before accessing that model by using code, I will also show you in Bedrock Playground itself whether how that model is working for given input, how we are getting the responses. That also we're gonna analyze. You can remember this Bedrock service as the service which provides you already available foundational models in the form of model IDs. By using the model IDs only, you can able to access already available foundational models. Okay, let's jump into AWS platform and let's try to access one of the available foundational model, and let's try to play with that. Let's try to provide some input for that, and let's try to check whether we are getting correct response or not. Then after, I even show you in code how to involve the model that you accessing in your Bedrock. Now you can see I have logged into my AWS management console. So now what I want to access a ML model. Without creating a ML model, I want to access a foundational model. For that, I'm opening Bedrock service. In this Bedrock service, there are few models by default available. They are provided by Amazon, Meta, and one more company is there. Under overview, if you click on overview, then they will show you the foundational models. Those are available here. If you just open the available models under Amazon, it will provide you Titan models, and under that Titan also you can able to see whatever the models are there, and those models related additional details, additional models is there, as well as additional details of the models also available here. Now you just review the model related details, and based on the model requirement for you, you can select any one of the model and you can able to use that model. That's the thing. You can see foundational, currently available foundational models are these. Now what I want, so for this demo, I want to show you how to enable accessing one model. If you observe here under foundational models, you have base models. So these are the models that currently available or provided by AWS. Here, if you just provide your cursor on top of any model, then you can observe a prompt. This account does not currently have access to this model. Request for this model in model access. Before accessing any model, you need to request for accessing in model access. That model access is available here. You can see under Bedrock configurations, you have this model access option. There you can request for accessing particular model. You can see multiple base models are available here. Under Cloudy, those models are there, and under command, these models are there, and in embed, these two models are there. In Jamba, this model is there. In Jurassic, these two models are there. In Llama, LLAMA. In Llama 2, these models are there. In Llama 3, these models are there. In Mistral, these 4 models are there. And in Stable Diffusion, this model is there. Titan, these models are there. Now let's say I want to access this premium model. Currently, if you see, if I point on here, this account does not have current access to this model. Request access in model access. So like that, I'm getting the message. That means currently we do not have access to this model. After you getting the access, then you can able to access this model by using the model ID that is visible here. You can see by using this model ID, you can able to access your model. So let's get the access by just clicking on this model access. Here you can see what are the models available. Those are models are visible here as well. You just click on enable all models to get access to all models. Let's say currently I just want a single model access, that is this, that is, let's say I want this Titan text G1 Premier model access right now. You just select a model based on your requirement, which model best fit for you to provide the correct response. That model you can able to select, and you can able to enable that specific model as well. Now let's see how to enable specific model. Now just click on it, enable specific model, and here you can select what are the model that you want. Currently I want this model, that is a Titan text G1 Premier. So that's why I selected this. Now I'm just clicking on next. So that's it. You can see whatever the model that you provided, that is visible here, and modification, that is the request for access, that is the modification that we are requesting for. So now I'm just submitting this request. So whenever you submit that request, within few seconds, you can see that model is now accessible. That model is now accessible. You can now able to access this model. If you move on to base models, and if you go to that model, now it won't show you that alert. Here you can see for this model, this account is not currently having access. That alert is not showing in this model. Why? Because we currently able to access this model, because in model access we enable the access to that model. Now we just copy this model ID and we can able to access this model in anywhere. Let's say I want to test this model. I want to test this model in Bedrock itself. From this Bedrock itself, I want to test this model. Do I have any playground available? Yes. To test this model, we have this playground options are available. Currently, this model is text based. So that's why I'm opening this text. And I want to select the model. Which model you want to test, that model you need to select. So that's why I clicked on select. And since it's an Amazon model, so I selected that, and that model is this. So I selected the appropriate model and I'm just clicking on apply. Now you can see what are the model that we selected, that is applied here. Based on the temperature, top P, the randomness and diversity and length, based on these two parameters, temperature and top P, the randomness of your output that you get, that is based on these two parameters that you set, you will get that much accurate of response. So here it requires high temperature. Okay, let's test it, whether it is working or not. So in order to test, I'm writing a prompt, that is what is SageMaker. So like that, I provided the prompt and I provided the question mark and I just run this. Now you can observe we get the appropriate answer. Amazon SageMaker, it's a fully managed service that provides you developers, data scientists with ability to build, train, deploy ML models. Let's say I want to ask a question regarding Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock. So let's ask the question, what is Amazon Bedrock? Amazon Bedrock. Now, let's say I don't want this much amount of paragraph. I just want, let's say I just want my response length will be like, let's say 20. Just take 20. My response length will be 20. Now I'm just running this. Now you can see only this much, that is a 20 characters you got. So like that you get the response. In this way, you can able to modify your response length as well. You can say what is Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock is a managed service that provides you access to range of foundational models from leading AI startups. You have seen whatever the foundational models that are accessible to you. You can see that's what the simple response that we get. So like that, we can able to provide the configurations in order to get the response. Okay. Now, what we did till now, we opened the model and we enabled the access to particular model. Then we opened the playground and we opened the text and we selected that particular model, and we simply provided some question, and we even run the test to get the response back and to identify whether I'm getting the appropriate response or not, right? Yeah. Now let's see how to use this model. You can see under base models, you have the model that what model that you access, that model is available here. You just copy this model ID. By using this model ID, you can able to access this particular model anywhere in your code. Anywhere in your code, you can able to access this model by using this model ID. Now, I want to show you that how to access this model by using this model ID. So for that, I'm just opening SageMaker, because in SageMaker, I'll get a IDE. In SageMaker service provides me IDE platform. In that IDE platform, I can able to write my code in order to access my Bedrock related ML model. So I'm opening a studio. You can say a default studio. I'm just opening it. In this studio, I'll write the code in order to access that SageMaker. I've already written the code for this, and I stored that code in S3. First, I'll download that code and then I'll explain you that code as well. I'm just opening the studio notebook. There we can able to write the code. So just wait for a second, it will load. Now you can see our SageMaker got loaded. Now you can see our lab related Jupyter lab is open now. Now I want a terminal in order to get the code or files from S3. So for that, so first I want to show you the file explorer. Currently I do not have any files right now in this folder. Now I am opening a editor. So I'm just clicking on file and clicking on new and opening a new terminal. You can see we get a new terminal right now here. Now I want the file which is present in my S3. So for that, so first let us list whatever the buckets which are present in S3. AWS space, and I want to list only the buckets which are named with lab hyphen. So which are naming with lab hyphen. Now you can see only one bucket is there. This is the bucket. Inside this bucket only my all files are present. So let's copy all the files to the current location. So let's see where we are in currently. Yeah, we are in home under SageMaker user. So this is the, you can see we are currently in the same directory. Now let's write the command to sync whatever the files which are present in this bucket to here. AWS S3 space sync S3 colon // So let's provide this bucket name. I'm just copying this bucket name and then I'm pasting that here / and all I'm copying to the current location. So that's why I provided dot there. Now it might take a second to load here all the files. If you observe, a Python notebook file is provided or a Python notebook file is there. Inside this Python notebook file, I have written the code. So that I can take a reference to tell you how explain you how to access your ML model inside any code, or you can say inside your application code. So for any application, you written code, right? In order to access or in order to create an app, you write code. For backend API also, for backend API calls also, you will write the code. So similarly here, in order to access your ML model, you write the code. Now I want to create a notebook file. So that's why I opened a file and I just clicked on new and created a Python notebook. Now I'm selecting T3 medium for this demo. This is sufficient to me, and image is a data science image is sufficient to me for this lab. And Python 3 I'm using as kernel. Now I'm just selecting this. Now you can see, yeah, this notebook got loaded successfully. So first you just need to download whatever the requirements that you need. To connect to our Bedrock, in order to access our model, we need Boto3 library. So that's why I imported that. And this JSON, in order to send the request or get the request in this JSON format, I imported that. Now I just run this. So this will run. Now I want to connect to my Bedrock by using this Boto3 library. So for that, you need to write the command that is Boto3 dot client of. So to what service you want to connect? I want to connect to Bedrock. So I just return Bedrock hyphen runtime, and I am providing the region as well. So from which region I am accessing. So that region also I'm providing. That is region name is equals to US East 1. Okay, I provided the region as well as to what client I want to connect, that I provide. I am storing this connection in a variable, that is a Bedrock runtime. So like that, or Bedrock client, like that I'm storing this, and I'm just running this by just clicking on shift and enter, or you can run this cell manually. Okay, now we connected to our Bedrock. So in order to connect to our model, I want to store my model ID in particular variable, that is this model ID. Here I'm storing that model ID. I want to open my Bedrock again to see the model ID. I'm opening the foundational models. Yeah, these are the base models. In this, I want to access the Titan Premier that I have previously enabled. Now I'm just copying that model ID, and now I'm opening this. Here I'm pasting this model ID. Then I want to provide some prompt also, right? Yeah, so that also I want to store. Now I'm just storing my input text. So whatever the prompt or input text that I'm providing, that I want to store in this input text variable. So let's say I want to write the question like what is an ML model? So what is an ML model? Or so let's provide a common question. So what is a SageMaker? So what is a SageMaker? Like that I provided the input prompt, and I'm storing those two in this. And so how to request? So how to request our model? So in order to request our model, you can see we created Boto3 client, or you can just name it like a Boto3 runtime. I'm just running it again. This cell I have run again. Now I have provided the model ID. This model I want to access, and this question I want to ask this model. So in order to ask this question to this model, through this connection, you must write invoke model command, that is Bedrock. So what is our runtime? That is a Bedrock runtime, right? Yeah. So dot how to invoke our model. So for that we have invoke model command, invoke model, and here you need to provide model ID. Now I'm providing the model ID, that is this. So this I actually stored in this variable, that is model ID. So that's why I provided that model ID. Then in order to invoke my model by using this Bedrock runtime, we need to even specify the requesting body. So what is your requesting body? That also you need to provide. I'm providing the body that is equals to. So for providing the body, this input text is not sufficient. You need to provide it in the form of a dictionary. In the form of a dictionary. Now I'm defining that. That is request body. Request body is in the format of this. That is in the format of dictionary like this. And it need to contain a field that is input text. So this field it need to contain. Here you need to provide the text that you want to apply. I'm just providing input text here. That's it. And in the body, I am providing the body as that request body. So whatever the request body that we created, that I am providing in the form of JSON only you need to provide. So in order to provide it in the form of JSON, I'm using a JSON dot dump. I'm using this JSON dot dump command. So then you can get this body. Now you need to provide the content type and accept type. Accept these two as well. So let's provide those two parameters as well. Content type we need to provide, as well as one more thing, that is accept. These two we need to provide. This content type, which type of content? It's a, let's say it's a application type content. It's a JSON content. Application type JSON content itself. So that's why I provided like that. And accepting also, let's say I want to provide application type JSON type, I'm accepting. Okay. Now, so whenever this or whenever this command got executed, your, so whatever the input text that you provided, that will be sent to your model, and there your request will be processed and you will get the response back. So in order to store your response back, I'm using a variable to store your response. You can see I'm storing it in response variable. Now I want to print that response. So that's why I'm printing that response. Now I want to run this cell in order to get the response. So I think we have written some mistake. So missing one positional argument, that is FP. So let's provide that FP as well. I think we might get the mistake due to this dump. We need to write here dumps. We need to write here dumps. Now I'm just rerunning it. So again, we got a mistake. Okay, this model IDs are not there. Instead of it, this is missing. So okay, we need to provide a model capital ID. Here you can see we provided model ID. This I need to be capital. So model ID. Now I'm just rerunning it to see the response. So I think it is running. You can see here it is running. Yeah, it's done. We got the response back. We got this whole response back, right? Yeah. So, and the body will be like this. The object related body will be like this. If you want to see the, if you want to read the body, then we need to write that command. That is a, so where it will be, it is under response body. So I'm just taking only that body to see the response, and I want to read it. So that's why I'm writing the read command. So I'm just rerunning this again to see the response present in my body only. So what is our question? What is SageMaker? Now you can see we got the response. So let's make it decode as well. Let's decode it with UTF hyphen 8. By using it, let's decode it and let's see the response back again. So this is the simple code. You can see by using this simple code, now you are getting your response. That is, you can see the output text. Amazon SageMaker is a fully managed service. that provides you developers, data scientists with the ability to build, train, and deploy ML models quickly. So let's provide quickly one more question, that is, what is Amazon code, or you can say Bedrock. So what is Amazon Bedrock? And you just run this so that you can get the response back. You can see you got the response back. Here you can see this is the response that you are getting. So from here, so till where, let's see. Yeah, till here you'll get the response, right? Yeah. Now this is the output that you're getting from this. So from this, what you can able to say, you are accessing this model. So which model you are accessing? This model you are accessing by using this model ID. And with this input text, or with this input prompt, you can able to, you are now querying this model by using this command, that is, you provided, you are using this function, that is invoke model function that you are using. And you first created the connection to client connection to Bedrock runtime. Then you are using that Bedrock runtime connection here, and you are invoking your model by providing your model ID here, and you are providing some request related body. Here you can see, by using input text, you provided your request related body. Then you provided the content type and accept type as well, and simply you're getting the response, and you are just seeing the response like this in real time also. So if you observe here, do I deployed any model here? No, I am not deployed any model. I am just using the model, available model, by using the model ID. By using the model ID, I'm just using the model. If you want to use a model by using its model ID without deploying it, then you must need to prefer this Bedrock. You need to enable the model that you want to access, and then you can able to access that model in playgrounds as well as in real time, in your real time application code as well. So like this you can able to access it. So this is the simple code, right? You have seen, you just imported the required libraries, that is Boto3 as well as JSON. This Boto3 you use it to connect to your Bedrock runtime, and this JSON in order to convert the request or the requested body into JSON format by using this dumps. Then you requested your model by using the model ID with this invoke model function, and you just get the response body, and then you read it in UTF-8 decoded format, and you have seen and you have observed the response as well, right? Yeah. So I hope you understood this video on how to access your model, how to enable access to your model by using this model access option in Bedrock. And you have observed how to check that model responses in playground by using this text option by selecting that particular model. And I hope you also observed and understood how to access your model in your application by providing that particular model ID and connecting to Bedrock runtime and providing some input to your model and getting the response by using this invoke model function and seeing and analyzing that response. So this is the simple way where you can able to use your Bedrock related ML models directly in your application. Here we are not deploying any model. We're just using the available foundational models by using their model IDs. So in this video, we have observed these two tasks, that is enabling the model access as well as accessing the model in SageMaker code. In real time also, in that code also, you'll access your model with this same form. In the same process, you will access your code, access your foundational model in real time application code. I hope you understood this video and you understood this Bedrock service, and you understood how to use your Bedrock service in order to access your foundational models in real time application codes. So I hope this video is useful. If you feel this video is useful, then please like, share, subscribe. and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching. Again, see you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye, guys.